Okay, so you are in for something really unique today. We're about to share something incredibly direct,
Hmm.
something that honestly both of us feel could be, well, profoundly impactful, especially if you happen to be a Taurus.
Oh, absolutely. It's really an honor to be able to present this, in its entirety. We've both known Lorenzo for years, and his insights, they've just consistently amazed us.
You really,
When Lorenzo shares something, it hits different. You feel the truth in it.
absolutely. Lorenzo isn't just like someone who reads charts or pulls cards. He has this remarkable gift, a clarity that's truly, truly exceptional.
Mhm.
And today what we have is his complete, totally unfiltered monthly forecast for Taurus in May 2025.
Exactly.
What you're about to hear are Lorenzo's exact words, nothing added, nothing taken away, and the title he gave it is intense. The ego collapses, the empire begins. Public power, secret enemies, and financial resurrection.
Whew. Yeah. So our goal today is pretty straightforward, really. We
Yeah.
just want to deliver this potent message directly to you. If you're a Taurus, obviously this is going to be super relevant. But honestly, even if you're not, the themes he touches on transformation, power, they're universal.
Totally. So yeah, prepare to hear a really powerful vision for May 2025.
Get ready.
So, okay, with that, let's just dive straight in. Here is Lorenzo's Taurus May 2025 forecast, word for word, main theme. Okay, he writes, this isn't a glow up. This is your ego death. And Taurus, you asked for it. May 2025 breaks open the mask you've worn for years, the one that said,
Well,
I'm fine, I'm stable, I'm safe. But the cosmos now demands one thing: power, not peace; truth, not comfort; leadership, not loyalty.
wow.
You don't get to keep the persona and rise. One of them dies. This month, the mask goes first.
That's quite an opening. I mean, it immediately sets this tone of just massive change, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So for you listening, maybe think about, what parts of your life right now feel the most fine, stable, safe.
Key point.
Because those might be the very areas Lorenzo's pointing to for a major, major shift.
May 5. He calls this the identity detonation. April 28th. There's a new moon in Taurus, your first house, and it squares Mars in the 4th, Pluto in the 10th, and Lilith in the 7th. Lorenzo calls this the most dangerous new moon of your year.
Oof. Dangerous.
Yeah. He highlights this significant pull between like family and your foundation, your public power, and maybe some toxic relationship patterns.
Right. And for anyone maybe less familiar with the houses, the first house, that's like your core self,
Right.
your identity.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th is home, roots. 10th is career, public image.
Okay.
And the 7th, partnerships. So yeah, that alignment Lorenzo's pointing out, it definitely suggests these core areas are going to be in some intense conflict.
Intense is the word. He goes on, if you're clinging to comfort, get ready for the universe to pry it from your hands. This is a cosmic face slap.
Whoa.
Someone will try to define you, label you, or control you, and you either shatter the narrative or get shattered in it.
Or get shattered in. Yeah, that's stark. No ambiguity there.
None. Then Pluto goes retrograde on May 5th, Lorenzo notes. A legacy, reputation, or public mask begins to rot. The feeling that the old version of success is hollow. Shift from approval to impact.
See, that's key. That shift he mentions.
Mm-hmm.
Moving away from jeting everyone else's their approval,
Right.
and focusing instead on actually making a difference, having an impact.
Yeah.
That change in motivation, that can be a huge catalyst.
Huge. Okay, week 2, May 6-13, public shame versus private awakening. So Venus and Mercury are in Aries in your 12th house. Lorenzo says this equals secrets, seclusion, maybe suppressed desires. He talks about craving solitude, but it feels almost like spiritual exile.
And this conflict between your intuition and your ego.
Yeah, the 12th house, astrologically, that's often about the subconscious, right? The hidden stuff,
Yeah.
spirituality. So having Venus love, values, and Mercury communication thought back there, it definitely wants a deep introspection, grappling with things you haven't said, needing to tune into that inner voice. Makes sense. Then May 12th, Mercury squares Pluto. Lorenzo says, quote, the voice you were afraid to use now must be used.
Must be used.
Yeah. He frames any confrontation with authority or like a reputation meltdown or even a career screw-up, not as failure. He calls it ego cleansing.
It's such a crucial reframe, isn't it?
Right.
What feels like a disaster at first could actually be like necessary demolition work.
You're right.
Tearing down old stuff that's limiting you, forcing you to speak up, even when it's scary.
Exactly. Then May 13th, Full moon in Scorpio, 7th house. It trines Saturn and the North Node in the 11th, but opposes Uranus in Taurus.
Okay, a lot happening there.
Yeah. Lorenzo points to a real possibility of either like losing a partner who's holding you back or maybe gaining one who really pushes you to grow.
Hmm.
He says the focus here is on mirrors. Who reflects your potential versus who keeps you chained to the past.
Ah, the mirror analogy. That's good.
And his summary for this week is, stop chasing applause. Start trusting allies. This moon decides who deserves access to you after you rise.
Decisive. Full moons often bring things to light, don't they? Especially in the house they fall in.
Totally.
So this one in the 7th, relationships. And with those aspects Lorenzo mentioned, yeah, sounds like a critical moment for looking hard at who's really in your corner.
Definitely. Okay, week 3. May 14, 20, power demands purging. May 17th, the sun conjuncts Uranus in Taurus, Lorenzo just writes, equals total unpredictability.
Oh yeah, Uranus, buckle up.
Right. He gives some pretty dramatic examples, like suddenly cutting all your hair off, quitting your job out of the blue, blocking your mom, or just launching a business.
Overnight.
Overnight, exactly.
Well, Uranus is the planet of, sudden change, disruption, rebellion. Put that together with the sun in Taurus, a sign that usually loves stability. And yeah, you get this energy that just demands radical shifts.
Yeah.
Like a cosmic jolt out of your routine.
Cosmic jolt, I like that. Then May 18th. Mercury squares Mars. He says this equals a major tension explosion between your voice and your roots. According to Lorenzo, family, home, the past, I might stop feeling like a safe haven and start feeling more like a battlefield.
Yeah, that could be like old family stuff, things you thought were buried suddenly erupting, demanding attention,
Yeah.
like a clash between you needing to say your piece and, I don't know, ingrained family dynamics or expectations.
Totally. Okay, then May 20th, the sun moves into Gemini, your 2nd house, and it makes a helpful sextile to Saturn. Lorenzo says this points to rebuilding wealth from scratch.
From scratch.
Yeah, wealth that's earned through your own efforts, not like inherited or given to you.
Right, the 2nd house is resources, values, how you make money. So the sun moving there shifts the focus.
Yeah.
And that nice link to Saturn, that suggests a sort of disciplined, strategic approach to building real, lasting security.
Makes sense. Okay, week 4, May 21, 27, the secret healer, the public power. On May 22nd, Venus trines Mars. Lorenzo says this brings potential for emotional healing, a chance to forgive, maybe not forget, but forgive past hurts.
Well, that's a nice aspect. Venus harmony, love, and Mars action drive working together. Sounds like a really good time for processing old emotional baggage and moving forward with, like, renewed inner strength.
Yeah, sounds helpful after all that purging. Then May 24th to the 27th, Mercury plus the Sun trine Pluto, and they sextile Saturn plus Neptune.
Okay, a lot of connections there.
Yeah, during this time, Lorenzo says you might realize how your past pain, it's actually become your profit.
Wow.
How your silence, maybe, has turned into a powerful strategy, and how your deepest truth is now becoming your brand.
Your truth becomes your brand.
Yeah. He talks about ascending publicly, but rooted in those 12th house shadows, the hidden stuff we talked about earlier. He calls it, get this, spiritual capitalism, not greed, soul wealth.
Spiritual capitalism,
Ah.
soul wealth. Okay, that's a powerful combination. It's like taking your deepest, maybe even most vulnerable experiences and making them the foundation for your success out in the world.
Exactly.
Aligning what you value deep down with what you actually do.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Totally huge. Okay, final days. May 28th, 31, the vault opens. May 28th, new moon in Gemini, back in that 2nd house. It's conjunct Mercury, trine Pluto, sextile Saturn, plus Neptune.
All those connections again. Powerful new moon.
Very. According to Lorenzo, this marks a divine reprogramming of your self-worth.
Divine reprogramming.
Yeah. The affirmation shifts. It's not just I make money. It becomes a deeper knowing. I am money. My voice is wealth. My truth is currency.
Oh, I love that. My truth is currency. It's about recognizing your inherent value, right? Your authentic self is your greatest asset. That's what true wealth is.
Exactly. And then May 30th, Sun conjunct Mercury. Lorenzo calls this the contract, the announcement, the decision that rewires your entire financial future.
Okay, so that sounds like something concrete, like an event, a
Yeah.
decision, something that really locks in all those financial shifts and that sense of value that's been building all month.
Yeah, like a turning point.
A real turning point in your material world.
Definitely. Now, Lorenzo has this section he titles, wait for it, The Wow Moment Everyone Else Misses.
Ooh, okay, I'm ready.
He writes, Taurus, your soul is sick of being liked. It wants to be undeniable.
Undeniable.
And May 2025 is when you finally let go of the good Tauruses, the helper, the stable one, the predictable rock. Instead, you become the wild bull with a kingdom.
The wild bull with a kingdom. What an image.
Isn't it? He says, the Saturn-Sun-Pluto trifecta in 12th, 2nd, 10th houses says this: if you bury your voice, the universe will bury your career. But if you rise from the shadows and speak your damn truth, you'll become a power no one can touch.
That's intense, that wild bull image.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a complete reclaiming of authentic power, isn't it?
Yeah.
Moving beyond just being reliable or liked and fully embodying your real potential. No holding back.
No holding back at all. He also includes some viral quotes. Ready?
Let's hear him.
This isn't a career shift, it's a soul revelation.
Okay.
May 2025, Taurus stops chasing security and becomes the storm.
Becomes the storm, yes.
Your silence was your preparation. Now speak and shake the empire.
Mm.
You don't just get a raise, you get a rebirth.
Love that.
And the Taurus who lost everything becomes the Taurus who owns everything.
Wow.
And then Lorenzo emphasizes, yes. And it's seismic. All astrologers will talk about your identity, your money, your power. But what they won't say, and what you need to hear, is this.
Okay, the hidden truth. These quotes really distill the level of transformation he's talking about. It's profound.
It really is. And here it is, the big one. The wow moment. Taurus, May 2025 is your soul's escape from the golden cage. And if you don't burn it down, Pluto will do it for you.
The golden cage.
Here's what no one dares tell you. You didn't build a life. You built a prison that looked like a kingdom.
Ouch.
A reputation that earned you validation but strangled your truth. A relationship that offered security but stifled your desire. A career that paid the bills but starved your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Pluto retrograde in your 10th, Lilith in your 7th, and Uranus plus the new moon in your first form, a triple guillotine to cut off the fake version of your power. You thought stability was your goal, but the truth. Your soul came here to be remembered, not retained.
Wow. That golden cage metaphor.
Right.
It's so powerful. It really speaks to how even things that look good on the outside, things that seem successful or secure,
Right.
can actually be prisons if they're not aligned with who you really are deep down.
Yeah.
Your truth, your purpose.
Exactly. Then Lorenzo reveals what he calls the hidden code. He says, when Saturn enters Aries, 12th house, on May 26th, your subconscious contracts are activated.
Subconscious contracts. Okay.
These are ancient deals you made with life, like if I stay quiet, I'll be safe. If I make everyone comfortable, I'll be loved. If I never take up too much space, I'll survive.
Oh, man, those sound familiar for a lot of people, I bet.
Totally. He says Saturn entering the 12th is your spiritual tribunal. If you don't dismantle those beliefs yourself, they'll collapse from the inside out. An illness, a betrayal, a scandal, a spiritual void.
Whoa.
That's what astrologers miss. They treat Saturn like hard work. But for Taurus in 2025, Saturn is soul arrest until you surrender who you pretended to be.
Soul arrest. Okay. So he's talking about those deep, often unconscious beliefs, right? The ones that maybe helped us cope once, but now they're just holding us back.
Exactly.
And he's saying you got to consciously look at them, dismantle them, or else. Well, life might force the issue in some really challenging ways.
Yeah, that's the message. Okay, finally, the cosmic secret. This May, you're not being asked to grow. You're being asked to shed.
Shed, not grow.
Shed the peacekeeper mask. Shed the people pleaser label. Shed the reliable Taurus's illusion. Because the version of you that can truly lead the future is feral, brilliant, prophetic, and terrifying to the people who depended on your silence.
Feral, brilliant, prophetic, and terrifying to those who relied on your silence.
Wow.
That final image. It's just this incredibly powerful, authentic self emerging, isn't it?
Totally.
All by letting go of those old, limiting roles people expected you to play.
Exactly. And Lorenzo wraps it all up with this final line, his mic drop line for your video. Taurus doesn't change in May 2025. Taurus breaks free. And when the golden cage shatters, everyone hears it.
Boom. Wow. Okay. That was the whole forecast.
Yeah, word for word.
It's undeniably intense.
Yeah.
So direct. Just a profound vision for May 2025 for all you Taurus listeners out there.
Absolutely. And hearing it all together like that, what really hits home for me and knowing Lorenzo's work is that consistent call. Shed the old identities, the masks, so you can step into something more real, more powerful, hearing his complete message. There's just no doubt about how big this potential shift is.
Yeah, no kidding. So for you listening, What part of that really resonated? What math do you feel Lorenzo might be talking about in your own life?
Good question.
And what could that true power actually look like, feel like, if you really embrace this call to shed the limits and just step into your undeniable truth?
Mm. Lorenzo's insights are just so specific, so powerful. It seems obvious that, if you want to dig deeper into how this energy might play out for you personally as May 2025 gets closer,
Yeah.
well, exploring a personalized reading with him could be incredibly insightful. That feels like the next step if this hit home.
Makes total sense.
This deep dive, though,
Yeah.
wow, it has certainly given us all a lot to think about.
Indeed, it has. It really points to a major, major period of transformation.
Mm.
And honestly, it feels like a privilege to have been able to share Lorenzo's complete, unvarnished perspective with you today.